what happened is I started pulling cable for my 20 amp appliance circuit, and so we've got the one outlet on the left, one in the middle, one down below for the vanity, and then one up here on the right. And so we pulled some cable through the wall here and trying to keep it all nice and tidy. I put another hole in this, and let's see, this block actually split when I drilled this hole, and so I had to put a few screws in the back here to join that back together. Now, don't worry too much about the like structural integrity of this. All this is doing is just supporting this outlet, so it's not that big of a deal. But anyway, yeah, we try to keep everything nice and tidy and nice right angles, nice straight runs here as much as we can. And let's see, make sure we have enough cable to bring out through our box here. I'm going to go ahead and start stapling some of this in to help keep it organized as I go here. And so I'm going to see if I can use, can I get away with one of these for 2 cables? I'm going to try, see if the inspector complains. But so we'll just hold this nice and tight here near the middle of the stud, and I think you're supposed to be within 12 inches of this box. So I'll just tap that in here. Here, I'll show you what this looks like. So the staples here are, it has a piece of plastic, so it's nice and soft, I guess, on the cable, and then 2 nails that you tap in. And so I'll bring you up here. Okay, so I'm trying to keep this nice and organized, and then we'll tap that in here. Okay, that should be good. And then we'll come up here, and I'm gonna hold off and do all of my. There's more work to do here to bring these cables actually out through the box. I think I'll go around and do all of that at once, and for now, keep going with pulling cable. And this one's going to come over here and drop down. Okay, so we've got that piece. Hopefully we've got enough cable for this. Should be. We need another short run here. Got this scrap piece here that I used for my recessed light test. Trying to be as cable efficient as possible. It's pretty freaking expensive right now. It's like 156 or something for one roll of 250 foot 12 gauge, which 2 years ago when I was remodeling my kitchen, that price was like a third. It was like 56. Now it's 156. This is probably easier to use this solid end here than the stripped end. Okay, we'll put a little bend in here to bring this around the corner. And I'm gonna need some more here. Let's try that. Can you see what I'm doing here? Come in here, turn down. Have enough up here. Yeah. All right, we got plenty of cable for this one. Try to keep this nice and straight. It's kind of bent up because this is a piece of scrap, but try to make it look more like new. And go ahead and put a staple here supporting these two together. So I'll put a nice little 90 bend in this. come down here together, and yeah, we'll support that. Here, we'll try to do it somewhere near the middle of the stud. Okay, that's pretty nice and tidy. What are we gonna have here? We're gonna have another cable probably coming from above. I'm gonna go ahead and staple this in here. Now these staples do not need to be so tight that the cable can't move in it. That's not really the point. Hopefully we have enough room here to get the drywall on. I think so. Okay. Yeah, so we still got to bring all this stuff into the box and everything, but this is a good start. Now, we got one more piece to do to bring this down into the garage and back to the panel. How do I want to do that? So the panel's right over here, right? And so that's where we're coming to. You can see, can you see that? See all those cables, or you can see the top of the panel. Okay, I've got a hole down to the garage now. So we'll feed this down to the garage through that hole. So most of this cable is going to go in the garage. And then we'll bring up just enough to get out here. A little farther, a couple more feet. Try that, a little more. That looks pretty good. Okay, boom, there we've got our two. Okay, so we'll fasten this here. That looks good. Okay, let's go take a look at what we've got in the garage now. how wobbly this is. We've got a 1/4-inch hex drive extension, and then the 1/4-inch to 3/8 socket adapter, and then a 11mm socket, and then my auger bit. What could go wrong? Whoa. Woo! I'm gonna hang on before I staple that one. So we're gonna come up here, we're gonna keep going, drop down to that, and then drop down to that. Now, I don't know how I'm gonna feed these outlets. I think it's gonna be really tough to get around this window right here directly because I've got a header beam on both sides of this window for my 2 garage doors. So one thought I had was to come off of this box and go in reverse, go back up, around, down, and then go all the way across the front of my garage. And then I don't even know where I would pop back up. I'd probably have to come all the way over here in the opposite corner like I did on that side, and then come back up and then come and hit these 2 outlets. So that's an extra 25 feet maybe. I was trying to avoid this at first, but it might actually be easier once I figure out how to get power to this outlet than to run, what am I saying? Run yeah, once I figure out how to get power to this, you know, this little section of wall, then to run through that exterior wall, maybe I'll have the same problem here though. I wasn't able to get around the inside corner over here. I don't know if I can get around this corner either. Maybe I just gotta go at a different height. I guess now that I'm looking at it, I can kind of see some blocking there. Okay, let me get my light. I can kind of see, yeah, there's a piece of wood there. Like if I can go high enough or low enough, maybe I actually could have gotten around this corner. Can we tell what's going on here? Oh yeah, you can see there's like the bottom of a, between those two studs is what I'm looking at. You can see there's a bottom of a board there and the top there. So that's what I was trying to go through here, was like the meat of that. But I guess if I had just gone a little lower,